That is an absolute killer for episode 2 of Family Meal.
Take a seat, it's Family Meal. There's a new menu every episode. These are the real dishes I cook for my family. The ingredients can easily be found, they're affordable, and there's no fancy equipment. It's just real cooking for real people. On the menu are the most incredible garlicky prawn rolls with a tangy, creamy, herby sauce and a supercharged prawn oil. And of course, we're going retro and serving these with potato gems. So let's start with the part that takes the longest, the prawn oil. I've got about 30 prawns here, which will be enough for 4 really big rolls. And we want to de-shell these prawns entirely. Take off the head and then pull off that body shell. I find the easiest way to do this is to get your thumb under the legs first, then unwrap the shell from the body. We also want to take the tail off. Next, we have to take out that vein. So using a sharp knife, make a slice in the back of the prawn, but not all the way through, and then discard that vein. We want to keep all of the shells in one bowl and keep all the prawn meat in another.
So I've got all the prawn shells in a cold saucepan. In other words, I don't want to heat the oil before I put the ingredients in. I want the oil to be infused slowly with all of that prawn flavor. So all the prawn shells in there. To that, I'm going to add half an onion, just simply in there. The reason I'm not chopping it is it's just easier to fish out later. About 4 garlic cloves, which I've just crushed lightly. 2 teaspoons of fennel seed, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and 1 star anise. All going in.
And I'm going to pour in 3 cups of oil. It seems like a lot, but actually these ingredients will absorb some of that oil, so you'll end up with less than 3 cups at the end of it. Get the pan onto a medium heat and press the shells down a little bit. It'll take about 30 minutes to slowly cook. You'll also want to preheat your oven for the potato gems. And after 10 minutes, the oil is bubbling actively. Now use a potato masher for this, or a wooden spoon, and crush the shells. This will help release way more flavor. Get those gems into the oven. They'll need 20 to 25 minutes to cook, and they need to be turned halfway.
The next step is to get started on our herby, creamy sauce, which is just gonna lift everything in this roll. And it's all about using this. This is my favorite mayonnaise. It's Kewpie. It's a Japanese mayonnaise, and you'll find that it's less sweet and a little bit more salty than Western style mayonnaises. So just bear that in mind when you're adding it to any of your dishes, just in terms of seasoning wise. I'm gonna combine that with one of my favorite chili sauces. This is ABC Original Chilli sauce. It's got a good kick of garlic, a good kick of spice. It is really, really delicious. You could absolutely use sriracha or any of your other favorite chili sauces, even sweet chili sauce. But the combination of the two, oh, it's so good. This combo, perfect for prawns, perfect for hot chips, perfect for meatballs, perfect for dipping anything, and you can thank me later. All you gotta do is 1-to-1, really. That's all we're gonna do. Now, if you don't like chili, or you can't take spice, you could absolutely use Dijon mustard. You just probably don't wanna use as much Dijon mustard, so just do it to taste.
I've put the quantities for this sauce on screen and in the recipe, but you should play around with it and just make it yours. So to the mayo and chili, I'm adding finely chopped dill, one of my absolute favorite herbs. I love the aniseedy, bright flavor. I'm gonna add some finely chopped parsley. I'm using flat leaf because it has a softer texture than curly leaf, and it's just better in a sauce. And then the secret ingredient, celery leaf. This just really brightens and rounds out the flavor. You don't really taste celery too much, but you can feel free to leave it out if you're not a fan. Now remember the half onion we used in the oil? We'll take that other half and finely chop it. We're gonna chuck this into the sauce. And you could absolutely caramelize this in a pan if you wanted for a sweeter flavor, but I like the bite of raw onion in this. And I'm gonna add a sweet and sour pickle, just for a little sour pucker. You can use your favorite brand or style of pickle. And I'll also add capers. This adds a really nice briny seasoning. And now give everything a really good mix up. You probably won't need to add any salt to this, as the kewpie, the pickle, and the capers, they're all salty.
As always, taste the sauce. It's like the best burger sauce you will ever make. delicious. It's like briny and tangy from all of those pickles and capers, creamy, and that hit of dill. Oh, so good.
So our prawn oil has had 30 minutes. I'm giving it one more good mash, and you can see just how rich and deep the color of that oil is now. The aroma is super savory and super strong, and the prawn shells, they're translucent and glassy. So let the oil cool for a while before straining it into a jar or jug. Use a metal strainer if the oil is still warm or slightly hot. I have been so patient for this liquid gold, so make sure you press out every last drop of oil into that jug. And then you'll see that you have actually less than 3 cups left, but a little goes a long way.
Crispy prawn head, chef snack.
Now for the actual prawns. I'm using a few tablespoons of the prawn oil on medium-high heat. Once the oil's hot, I'm adding 3 to 4 cloves of chopped garlic. Just stir it until it begins to color, then add a good chunk of butter. Just swoosh it around until it's completely melted and foamy. And then throw in the prawns. And yes, definitely should have used a larger pan, but stir fry until you see the prawns just becoming opaque. Then season with salt and pepper. We've got the garlic, we've got the butter, we've got that herby sauce. I don't want to overcomplicate the prawns. This is just an unfussy way, but you can throw in extra things if you're so inclined. Tossy toss, mixy mix, and the prawns are cooked once they just turn opaque and the orange color comes through. Literally 2 to 3 minutes. Here I've got crusty bread rolls with fluffy middles. I heated them for a few minutes in the oven with the potato gems. Brioche will probably be a popular choice, but my family and I don't really like the sweetness or softness of brioche, and I've split these rolls down the side. Drizzle some prawn oil on both sides, and if you didn't make the prawn oil, just feel free to use butter. I like adding the sauce right onto the bread so it soaks into the bread, and then layering some salad leaves on top. If you're using a soft roll like brioche, put the leaves down first, then the sauce, so you avoid a soggy situation. And then load up with prawns and more sauce. And are y'all ready for this cross section? Oh my lord. Everyone knows a lobster roll, but these prawn rolls are superior in my opinion. You could use fish or even battered and fried calamari instead. Oh, those are amazing. And also feel free to season the potato gems or just serve the rolls with a bag of chips. Get it onto the table, gather the family, it's time to eat.
All right, prawn rolls, potato gems, dig in.
Oh, so good.
All right, I'm gonna go for one.
Very good.
Yeah?
These rolls are superb. Crusty bread, creamy sauce with that sweet and sour buzz, garlicky prawns cooked to perfection, freshness from that salad, and then you chase it all with a little crispy potato nugget and you're happy as.
Oh man, that's so good. And that's it for episode 2 of Family Meal. These really, really impressive, yet super simple prawn rolls, potato gems straight out of the packet. Real food, real people, delicious. Give it a go and don't forget to tag me.